So, hello everybody. Yeah, so anyhow, hey everybody. Got paired against M. Hayashi. I know that he's on burn, always is. This is a weird hand. Doesn't have blue. It's got some blue spells. I do like the Wall of Roots against burn. I'm gonna have to shock myself to get one down on turn 2. Avalanche Riders, maybe not the best, but if we do hit a third land, that comes down on turn 3. I mean, it's weird. It's got the 5-drop. I mean, what main deck am I looking for beyond this? I guess just like we want those renegades. Maybe, I don't know. I think I can mulligan this. 2 lands, 2 drops, but then no blue. Little heavy on the top. So I'm gonna mulligan this. I don't know. It's close, but I think I'll mulligan. It's not really doing very much. That's always the potential there. Is you mulligan a close 7 and you get a really bad 6. He's keeping 7. We're gonna mulligan again. Down to 5, and yes, not really much better than that first hand. Okay, so I mean, it looks like, I mean, Jesus, this is pretty bad. So we're going to get, okay, this is fine. We're going to get blue-white. Playing against M. Hayashi right now. He's being very chatty about, okay, Seal of Fire. That's fun. That's great with Loris. So let's see. Blue-white. Guess I'll take Prairie Stream. And he kept 7. He's just cruising towards Luris with the Seal of Fire. We've got some removal for Luris. So I found a land here. It's a pretty good hit on Light Up the Stage. Land and Mishra's Bauble, curving into Luris next turn. Not really playing creatures. He looked at his hand. Do you think I want to thin a little bit here? So I'll crack this now. All right. So don't have much faith in this mulligan to 5 here. Again, he kept 7. He's got Luris coming up. Mishra's Bauble in the graveyard. 7 cards in hand. Currently can't cast anything in my hand. Imagine this will be Luris playing Bauble again. Well, Soulscar Mage. Interesting. Okay. Seal of Fire. I mean, just F6 here. Save a little bit of time. We're not doing anything. There's a birds. I mean, we might as well get it down. It's going to die eventually. We can play birds, and then chord. No, we can't do that. Don't have enough mana. So let's go ahead and make, let's see, white. It doesn't really matter too much. We can't do too many tricks here. Yeah, so this is frustrating. I guess I could wait on the birds and then let him cast Luris. But I mean, it's... Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's gonna go to my face, or it's gonna pop the birds. Either way, if he has a 4th land, he gets to play Luris, replay Seal of Fire, but chose not to do it yet. Let's see. Guess the timing isn't that important with Seal of Fire here, with birds just not being able to do anything. So there it is. Okay, I imagine we'll have a... Okay, played Mishra's Bauble. So we'll be able to deal with this guy. Lava Dart. Wow, okay. Another on Thin Ice. All right, so Luris dealt with, but really not a lot going on. Welcome to anybody who's joining me. This is the 4th round of a league, currently at 2-1, playing against a very unique build of Burn, running Luris and a bunch of prowess creatures. Okay, 2 abbots, 2 lands. Okay, gets the Sacred Foundry down. And passes. 4 cards in his hand, Seal of Fire on the board. Oh yeah, he is the trophy leader, huh? So, still not a lot that I can do yet. I can put a 3rd thingy on this thing here. Look at those thin ices doing work down there. Just needs 1 land destruction spell. Yeah, he is the trophy leader right now. That's true. He's always been putting up results, but let's see. Cycling that. It's cool that we were able to deal with Luris right away. Still a ton of value. I mean, I guess in this situation, I'm so low on mana. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he's pathing. Well, that'll give me a land. So I think another... Doesn't really matter too much. Another forest. It's just fine. All right, so yeah, this is going to be a big clump of damage here. Another land lets me cast, okay, bolting, prowess, 2 seals, looking at my top deck, playing another bolt. So yeah, now he's empty-handed, but I'm taking 7, and then the seals just end me. So yeah, that's it. That's a lot of damage. Okay, so if you guys weren't here for the opening hand, that was a mulligan to 5. He kept what looked like a pretty solid 7. I'm going to say GG. And bring in these Forge Tenders. Of course, he's going to bring in 4 Skullcracks. I keep getting blown out with Burntons. Like, I'll put one down, I'll block something, and then they Skullcrack me. Now, even if you sack this, you can't prevent the damage from Skullcrack because Skullcrack itself prevents damage. So, like, if they have the Skullcrack, it kind of like cancels out a Burrington. I guess Draneth Magistrate, draws. It doesn't die to Seal of Fire, I guess. Also keeps them from casting. Lurrus. They have prowess creatures. I didn't see any goblin guides. Scavenging Ooze can gain some life, can get rid of a lava dart. Seems like Scavenging Ooze could be okay. Maybe Stonehorn is okay. And this is not traditional burn at all. But if you guys have any suggestions, definitely happy to hear them. They've got a lot of stuff that activates, but they can always do it like on my turn, like Seal of Fire, Mishra's Bauble. I don't know that I'm going to get to Lavinia. It does have pro red. Well, yeah, I think I can start by just taking out these Avalanche Riders. They seem pretty clunky in the matchup. He had like 6 lands just now. And the combo doesn't seem like it's going to have much of a chance to get online, so I think I can cut Kiki. M. Hayashi says, I think On Thin Ice is a very good choice of removal for your deck. Thanks. It's been pretty good so far. Synergy and such. Okay. What am I taking out? I got to take out 2 more cards. Deputy, draws some fire, but just kind of dies. I think Deputy comes out in this matchup. And then Charming Prince gains life. Soulherder a little weak to Lava Dart. I think I'll trim Soulherder. So yeah, you guys got to see me get paired against the trophy leader right off the bat. So it's already a bad matchup, but then you have like one of the best players with his own particular like companion build. Okay. This doesn't necessarily line up super crazy well against Burn, but it's a keep. See if I can avoid shocking myself, if at all possible. Draneth Magistrate can come down like on turn 3 to try to avoid Lurrus getting online. Okay, Seal of Fire deals with the birds. Sure, makes sense. Wall. Okay, so we can't double spell here. So getting down Wall of Roots isn't necessarily like the best option. So I think Wall of Blossoms is probably better. Then next turn I can play Wall of Roots and Draneth Magistrate. Okay, that's a decent draw. For anybody who just arrived, their companion is absolutely Lurrus. There's really only one choice for Burn. I was saying, for anybody who got here a little bit late, opponent is M. Hayashi. He's currently on the top of the trophy table. He's been playing his own build of Burn. He's a long-time Burn and Merfolk player. Okay, that's another decent draw. I think the play is basically what I just outlined. They've already got the bauble in the graveyard. We have to shock here. So if we can keep Lurrus from coming down, that'd be great, but he almost certainly has a bolt in hand. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's play our sideboard tech. All right. We pass the turn. He's going to Lightning Bolt my Draneth Magistrate. Called it. Okay. Called shot. Always fun. Lightning Bolt, I mean, it was pretty easy to call. So now we're going to see Luris get Mishra's Bauble. Okay, doesn't have the third land, I guess. Let's see if he hits one with Abbott. Hopefully not. No third land. Oh, they do have a third land. Interesting that he wouldn't just jam Luris there. I mean, I guess, still figuring out, like, sequencing and, like, why decks would do, you know, one play over another. But it seems like you just jam Luris there and play Mishra's Bauble. Should be pretty good, no? Either way, let's see. We got some defense up against these guys. There's Lavinia. We don't have a fifth land. If we did, we could, of course... sorry, a fifth mana. We could just cast Yorion. So... start with Wall, I guess. We only have... let's see. I'm going to save this for Luris, I think. Don't necessarily need this extra mana yet. I don't want to make him just dead to a bolt. Although, hang on a sec. We are going to cast 2 spells, so I do need to use this mana. I could use it next turn like this. Let's start with Wall of Blossoms like this. Maybe draw a land. Saving it for Luris anyway. Don't really think it makes a big difference. Sa. Okay, there's our 5th land. You just pass and play Ice Fang on their turn. Okay, Seal of Fire. We do have Death Touch here, but Seal of Fire can just obviously kill an Ice Fang. Going straight to my face. Play a 3rd land. I don't know what's going on here. 4th land, I mean. Light up the stage. Another light up the stage and a mountain. Decent. Good draws. And 2 lands. So those are both off the table here. So we're putting up the good fight here, doing our best. Okay, Path is kind of cool. And Chord. I already used that. Okay, so I guess I'll just block with one of these guys, take 5. He's down to 2 cards. This guy doesn't have haste. This one does have haste. I was trying to save this for Luris, but I can, of course, blink it, I guess. So if I just go like on Thin Ice and then Chord, I can Chord for... I guess, life gain. I have some stuff in my graveyard. I can get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get Uro. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can just almost cast Uro. So, if I play this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chord for a 2-drop. Doesn't seem so good. I'm just going to... maybe just playing Yorion is the play here. Like, I still don't even really want to play on Thin Ice. I should be using mana from Wall of Roots. Like, this is so silly. Little misplays like this. Like, I mean, I don't have much I can do here with the extra mana. I'm sure that I could probably squeeze something in. Okay, well, 2 chords is always a way to win, but they've got 3 cards in hand and still at 20. Okay, there's Luris. Seal of Fire, I believe that's coming from the graveyard. Yep. To my face. Light up the stage. Swift Spear and Crash Through. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can just chord right now for a 2-drop. I might as well just, maybe I can get a Forge Tender. See, that seems decent. If I'm just going to do it for 1, hang on a sec. Might as well just, Come on, let's go. All right, so Burrington seems good. I didn't need to put the counter on Wall of Roots there. I was pretty sure that's what I was going to get. Scavenging Ooze can eat some creatures. I kind of like that. So we're going to On Thin Ice this guy. Let's see. They have Crash Through. I've got 2 walls down. There's a Swift Spear. There's another Swift Spear. There's the Crash Through. He's got 2 cards in hand. He's gonna have 3. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what could I could just chord for, did I bring in like Stonehorn? I don't think so, no. So, all right, let's see here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's start with Oro. Nope. Wow. Jeez. Let's see. 3 spells. If it's bolt, 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 that's 9 plus 6. No, it's 9 plus 9 plus 8, 17. I mean, we need, I guess, I don't know. At this point, I don't know that this is that important. So we'll just see what he's got, I guess. I can sack the Burrington Forge Tender. I imagine there could be a crash through here. Oh my, Lava Dart. Okay. Okay. All right, well, it looks like we got a game off of the guy. That's something. Oh, crash through is sorcery, right? So you can't really. It's like I always know that until I randomly forget it. Like sometimes people tell me when I'm playing, like on the stream, like, "Oh, look out for crash through," and I tell other people, like, "Oh no, it's a sorcery. Don't worry about it." Easy to forget those things. So I was on the play there. I don't think it was really that important. I was just out like way ahead. I think he, I don't know, kind of flooded. I've had the removal for Luris, which has just been really clutch. Well, thanks, guys. Doing my best here. I've got about 9 minutes left, I think. Should be enough. I mean, a third of the clock. I'm just catching my breath a little bit. I do have these Narnum Renegades. They're pretty silly cards. But if you can come down on turn 3 off of turn 1 off of fetch, then it's a 2/3. Quite good against them, I think. Although it's good against regular burn, not against all of this prowess burn stuff. I guess we'll have to see. We did at Stonehorn Inn. The wall of roots have felt great so far. I'm back on birds. The list is so kind of in between right now. I'm just telling M. Hayashi. I see you've been doing very well lately. It's impressive, like how well he's been doing with this deck. So I was saying, I can always chord for like a Narnum Renegade if If you want to just like death touch one of his big creatures that's attacking. Fog would actually be pretty decent in this particular matchup with his unique build. I mean, he's starting with 7. Can't see I mulligan this. I guess I'll keep. A little bit weird. So look, it looks pretty good. Soul Scar Mage. Okay, well, drawing a 1-drop next turn would be kind of sweet. Oh, land. We'll crash through. Not as relevant as it could be. I get, well, okay, 2 creatures, slightly more relevant if I play a blocker, I guess. So a bunch of these cards are good, but we really need to hit some lands. And Wall of Roots contributes mana, but it doesn't really do anything this turn. So I think I'll just get down the Wall of Blossoms, just throw it under the bus if need be. There it is, okay. So just working towards that. Still at a fairly decent life total, 19. Okay, there's the crash through. I mean, if we block and our creatures die, Scavenging Ooze can come in and kind of clean it up a little bit. All right. Just going to block that thing. He's going to finish it off with a bolt or something. Lava Dart. Okay, that's pretty surgical. It's nice. Okay, so nothing in the graveyard yet for Lurrus to get back. At least there's that. Second Chord we could probably have done without right now. I can double 2-drop here. He says, yep, this deck has been very, very good to me. That's awesome. So we're going to start with Wall of Roots, follow up with Scooze, and then I don't even know. I guess we'll see how it goes. Three cards in hand, 4th one's coming. He hasn't missed a land drop yet. He could be holding on to some lands. He's got a Lava Dart in the graveyard. If Wall of Roots lives, I'll be able to cast Stonehorn next turn. Okay, this gives him a lot of card advantage. Wow, okay. Another land. Not going for Lurrus yet, but again, he doesn't really have anything to get yet. MTG Nexus put out a YouTube video featuring M. Hayashi's deck. Nice. So what is Bolt? Oh, okay, so Bolt is hitting one of our blockers. Makes sense. Makes sense. It's got a Lava Dart. This is a big turn. He could probably just kill me right now. Don't think we're going to get to use mana from Wall of Roots. Didn't even play the land that's in exile yet. It's weird. So whatever, you know, whatever. Just throwing it in front of the bus, under the bus, and then damage, and then what? He could Lava Dart now. Okay, Lava Darting my wall. Kind of have to block. So land for Stonehorn to chill this guy out a little bit. Land, okay. So missed a point of damage though. I forgot it was an 0-4. Yeah, well. Crimea River. A temporary reprieve from all the madness. This is gonna get Lava Darted plus Bolt. Maybe double Seal of Fire. He's saying he hopes this isn't some kind of loop. We'll see. We'll see if it's some kind of loop or not. Well, there's one Seal of Fire. Sacred Foundry. Okay. I can go get Charming Prince to blink this guy. That's about the best I can do, I guess. I mean, if he has a Bolt and the Seal of Fire, like as a way to like kill Stonehorn in response, it's just game over. But I don't really see another path out of this anyway. So I'd rather not let him draw an extra card and like pass to his turn. So we're getting Charming Prince. All right, does he have it or does he not have it? If he has it, it's pretty cool. Okay, didn't have it. If he had it, he might have just done it on his own turn, right? So we're hanging on. We're hanging on. We're not too far away from dying. He's got Seal of Fire plus Luris, so that's pretty close to GG anyway. Okay, so he's sealed. He's going to Luris and then seal again. That's rough for us, but still, he's going after our creatures with some of these spells. I can draw land and play Lavinia next turn. Do have my Singleton Celestial. What is it? No, it's come on, give it to me. Land. Okay. I was saying I do have my Singleton Winds of Abandon in the deck. But he gets to, now it's pro red, which is something. It's something. He can keep recurring Seal of Fire though. So unless I can cord for something or whatever to deal with Luris. I do have one cord in hand. So I could cord for Resto. And then okay. I guess we get to cast Yorion next turn to blink Lavinia. Well, I do have pro red. Don't know. Yeah, you check that out. Okay, Seal of Fire gets to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Swift Spear. What is that? Okay, so that deals with my graveyard. He did not draw the path just now. Is he bluffing me? If he drew a path, that would be insane. GG's not sure if I had lethal earlier. I got lazy and said, hey, what's the odds he can come back? Whenever you ask yourself that question. He said, sorry if maybe I just said this. Well, GG's not sure if I had lethal earlier. I got lazy and said, hey, what's the odds he can come back? Whenever you ask yourself that question, it's not a good sign, LOL. All right, guys, we got there. Oh, man, that was wild. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Able to stretch our meager resources. I think honestly, like given the sort of anti-combat stuff that we have, our deck probably lines up better against M. Hayashi's build than against like traditional burn. But man, this deck is crazy, huh? Look at all these creatures. Abbott gives card advantage. Pretty cool deck. Pretty cool deck. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. It's good. It feels good, you know. Like I've just been messing around with all these different builds, and nothing's really been sticking. I've been mulliganing a lot. So anyhow, at least we'll cash this league. Yep, there he is up there. I could have sworn it was at 12. Maybe they took one away from him. Didn't want to make everybody else feel like so inferior. Well, so this is the first list that I've ever tried running Avalanche Riders. So I'm just trying it, because Gabe and Aspiring Spike have been doing so well with Avalanche Riders. The few times it's come up in this league so far, though, it hasn't felt amazing. Like, it was pretty decent against Jund in one of the games. But it's kind of slow against humans. Like, you never really have that 4 mana to just tap out. We can keep this. It's awkward. Okay, it's Yorion versus Yorion. That's always kind of annoying, knowing the opponent has access to all that value. Yeah, I'm running on thin ice because these guys particularly Spike always talks about the non-bow with path, right? So if there's a non-bow with path, just play removal that doesn't give the opponent lands. So don't really have to worry about our life total too much in this matchup, at least not at first. Nardum Renegade is an interesting one. I can actually play it off of Wall of Roots, which is pretty cool. And it's going to come down with its counter. Next turn we can, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go get like a, I don't know. We get a 3-drop next turn with Cord. What's the best 3-drop that I can get here? I guess we have to, I could go get Deputy to get rid of these Abundant Growths. That's, whatever. We know that these Yorion decks don't run a ton of removal. Just looking for that land, I guess. I've kept hands like that before. Soulherder is not the best in this spot to cord for, but it's pretty solid because I have an Ewit in hand also. Okay, Engineered Explosives. Interesting. So this is like an Urza Yorion deck. Okay, guys, let's take advantage of this. Oh wait. Maybe more important to cord. Maybe I'll just get Uro. I've got so many fetches. And Uro is actually a really nice way to close out a game quickly. Before you cast, you have to float this mana. So maybe they have Force of Negation. That would be kind of obnoxious. Okay, they don't. Okay, opponent just scooped. Okay, we are one game away from the 4-1 dream. I lost my first round in this league to Bant Control running Yorion, so it's kind of wild. Like they get Uro, they get Yorion. They have multiple planeswalkers. They have cryptics, monoliths, mystic sanctuaries. Just like the Teferis make it so difficult. Whereas Urza, I know they have some counter spells, but it's not like. You guys have any sideboarding suggestions? Are those Ceremonious Rejections good? Seems like they're not that good, right? Because they're going to just be running Emery, I guess, and they just go back in the yard, and they don't run like a lot of big artifacts that I need to counter. I think that's pretty bad. Avalanche Riders does seem good in the matchup. Need to squeeze those in past their counter spells. We don't need so many walls, though the Wall of Roots are very good for ramping us. Maybe I can trim one wall as for starters. Do you guys agree with these 5 cards over here that I'm bringing in? Maybe they don't have a lot of creatures, like a ton of creatures. Winds always comes in handy when they have like 3 or 4 Karnstrucks. Actually, On Thin Ice is decent because it can get rid of Karnstrucks. So I can trim 2 of them maybe and keep 2 in. The walls are kind of important just to get draw value going. I guess Narnim Renegade probably is suboptimal. Like it's always good because it's a 2-power 1-drop with Death Touch. The one thing I'm like super afraid of in this matchup is they get like Teferi established, and we just can't really do anything. All right, so I took out a Wall of Blossoms, 2 Thin Ices, and then two of the 2 Narnim Renegades. I think that's probably fine. Let's hope the opponent keeps another one lander. That would be probably best for us. This is workable. If they play a bird, like I can play Revoker Naming Bird, or I mean, if they play a goose is what I meant to say. Oh, did I forget Oof, or did I bring Oof in? Okay, it looks like I brought Oof in, but when I do bring Oof in, I usually board out some number of Astrolabes. So let's hope that little Nombo doesn't bite us. This is a, what, a Quaddle? No, something else. Oh, God. God, Ren 6. So disgusting. At least I can play Revoker on it and hope we can get somewhere. Land? Land. Ugh. Opponent thinking. They don't like it very much, I don't think. Let's see. Really don't want to miss my 3rd land drop. So they play a white, well, I guess a land and then just path this thing or push it, or let's see, Goose. And then do we attack into Ren next turn? What is this? Okay, you got it, opponent. All right, land was pretty sick there. If they had the removal, they would have cast it already, right? So nice, nice. No mystical dispute. They are one land away from casting Yorion, though. It's kind of a bummer. All right, so here's Yorion. It's going to get more. Oh, it's just Urza. Okay, so that's also a pretty good card. Yorion can blink that guy as well. He's got okay, another Goose. Now, like, drawing one of my Thin Ices would be decent. Oh, but I can just play Magistrate now to prevent Yorion from coming down. I am going to get beaten by this Construct, though. Land right on time. Very clutch. This Kiki is so infinitely far from being cast. Ugh. Did he? That's unfortunate. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. I don't know. I don't really want this to get countered, so I'll just play it now. Get some more information. Ephemerate. That's like the first Ephemerate I've drawn in this league. That might help with some ghost blocks. I will happily trade with this construct. Get some stuff in the graveyard. Start casting Uro, or try to cast Uro. I need another blue source though to get Uro going. Goose is making mana. They've got infinite mana to cast Yorion. That's kind of interesting. Really need to get rid of Urza. They have this, so I'm not gonna be able to cast Uro. So, sad story. This is an Urza activation? Or Yorion? It's gotta be Yorion. Seems like it's time. I did not sideboard out my Winds of Abandon. So, we've got that to draw into. Can attack. Oh, doesn't want to attack. I'm ahead on time somehow. Doesn't happen very often with this deck. Opponent has this thing up, so I can't really profitably cast Eternal Witness. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Uro's never going to get cast. So much mana the opponent has. They drew a card off of something. Well, all right. That gets me closer to Kiki. Guess I'm just going to try to cast this Coatl now. And I can force them to crack their graveyard. Seems fine. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Stop the presses. I can blink the this thing and turn off Urza. That seems reasonable. Oh god, these things are 10/10s. It gets one Urza activation anyway, but I might as well. I think I should do that. I could also blink this and name Scrabbling Claws, but they've already cast Yorion, so it's not even a big deal. Like, yeah, let's try to prevent Urza from getting all that value. I mean, whatever, guys. Like, they've got my graveyard locked down, and I've got an Eternal Witness in hand. I've got an uncastable Kiki Jiki and another land. You've got 2 cards in hand. This could be a counter spell. Could be removal. I mean, I'm just about ready to scoop this up here. Going for the instant speed Urza activation, I guess. Okay. Okie dokie. That's all I've got. So I took 2 damage from my shock for no reason. It's kind of stupid. If the opponent just cryptics my team here, I would lose to the constructs. Still ahead on time by a little bit, but this is almost certainly not going to go to time. Yeah, all right, that'll do it. They tap my team down. GG. All right, so we got 20 minutes left to finish this 3rd game. Revoker did a lot of work. Now, that Renin 6 would have just shut the game down immediately. So actually, I'm going to trim some Astrolabes and bring back in more core stuff. I think I might just cut. I like the Narnim Renegades as just like bodies that make it hard to attack. You know, they win through combat, so I can't really see an argument against having Stonehorn in the deck. Just trim that last Astrolabe. So just cut the Astrolabes. They are value that we want to blink with Yorion, but I mean, you see the way the games go. Like, we do want to have creatures that don't die to Renin 6. So I'm gonna be on the play, and I think this build seems fine. Maybe we want to bring in more Thin Ice. You can blink it with Yorion and kill more Constructs. Yeah, you know, I think I like removal in the matchup. Maybe I can trim one of them. And I don't know, one Renegade, whatever. Well, Rider is a way to ramp and get ahead early. I think I'm going to stay on the Rider plan. Oh, it is harder, it's true, but I can keep that in mind. I do have the birds. I do have a lot of fetch lands. Oh, man. What do you guys think about this hand? It's a 1-lander. I should probably ship it. It does nothing if I don't draw a land right off the top. If I do draw a land right off the top, then we get to slam. Oof. They've run removal. I think I have to mulligan this. It's a bit sad. If any one of these cards were a land instead of a spell, yeah, it's a mulligan. It's a sad, sad mulligan. I don't know. I have found these kinds of controlling matchups to be rather difficult. I mean, Collector Oof is like the best card in the matchup, or one of them, I think. I mean, uncastable Lavinia for like 4 turns. Mulligan. Ugh. All right. So I think we have to keep here and just play a really stupidly slow game. I don't know. Maybe I just need to mulligan again. What do you guys think about this hand? It's got red mana. It's got plenty of mana. I think I'd probably keep the lands and bottom the cord for now. Just hope to draw into 2-drops, basically. Jesus. I mean, what am I mulliganing to? I guess just like card draw, whatever. Let's do it. Let's play well. Okay, so we're gonna keep that one lander anyway, which is kind of obnoxious. I think this hand is slightly better than the 6 that I mulliganed. So don't feel so bad about going to 5, but I do feel bad about keeping 1 landers. Turn 1 Emery, sweet. Whiffed on artifacts. Oh, I can dig it. Jesus. All right, that's turn 1. Or draw 1, I guess. Let's see how far ahead the opponent can get. They get to just cycle that if they want, right? Found a land. Good for them. All right, that's something. A 2 Galvblast in the graveyard. Whiff on lands, opponent. Whiff on lands. Come on. Ah. Land, please. Ugh. I mean, do I slow roll Collector Oof until I can ephemerate it and protect it? What do you guys think? Play Wall of Roots now? Like, play Wall of Roots, next turn play Collector Oof with Wall mana and hold up Ephemerate. They don't have Yorion next turn. You know, we got those 2 Galvanic Blasts in the graveyard. I feel like, we're behind. We need to be a little aggressive. Like, let's get Collector Oof down now. Hope to draw land next turn. Play Dranith Magistrate. Well, Double Spell would be Ephemerate, potentially protecting. Wall can also let us Double Spell next turn anyway. So playing Wall right now doesn't really make sense. I'm gonna take the Courageous line. I'm gonna play this Oof. They're gonna use their counter spell. And yeah, we're just gonna hope, that it lives. They have a 3rd Galvanic Blast? They do. Okay. So I mean, that's in the graveyard. They're putting Galvanic Blast back on top. And now they have Cryptic Mana. They're drawing 2 cards a turn off of the Scrabbling Claws. Renin 6 kills my Ice Fang Coatl. Getting pretty horrible. It's got Yorion coming down next turn. Avalanche Riders could be a sneaky way of killing Renin 6 if I had lands. They got rid of my Collector Oof. This game's not going our way, guys. Okay. Well, we gotta do what we gotta do. Go Gadget, Phyrexian Revoker. I mean, oh god, they have a counterspell? Okay, maybe not. Maybe yes. Oh, but we know that they have the Galv Blast. This is so dumb. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter what I play there. They're going to just Galvanic Blast whatever. I mean, it's fine. Dranith Magistrate could have, I guess, prevented Yorion, but apparently that does as well. Oh no, they have Mox Amber, so they still have it. Oh, well, they've got Urza. Land would be good at some point. Mulliganing to 5 in game 3 in the 5th round. Such a feel-bad kind of situation. Deck is not cooperating. Have the counterspell opponent like do some magic, like I guess Metallic Rebuke works, right? Because they've got blue, they could cast Cryptic right now, right? But why cast Cryptic when you've got a Galvanic Blast in hand, or will shortly have a Galvanic Blast in hand? This is so broken. Somebody was talking about Luris and how it definitely needs to be banned, and I agree the card is too strong, but Emery does a really, really good Luris impression. And can be cast on turn 1. I think Emery's a pretty busted card. Alright, so Galvanic Blast is on top of the deck. Can they draw a card? My guess is yes. They just have to replace Grappling Claws or this guy. And with Urza, they have lots and lots of mana. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna pack it in. I don't typically like to scoop early, but we are just like utterly far behind. If I was like drawing to Winds of Abandon or something like that, I would stay in the game. But I'm gonna say, great games. Thanks very much. Good luck with the rest of your matches. Exclamation point. All right, and then we'll scoop it up. Opponent's still thinking really hard. But gave him the GGs. Yeah, thanks guys. That was just it was just 2 matches. The remaining 2 of my the league that I had started earlier. There's so many different things that we can play in this deck. It's hard to know like what's optimal. I do like the idea of dorks. But I like the idea of dorks more when you're running Avalanche Riders, because you're really pushing for something like impactful a turn earlier. Otherwise, I mean, all the spells that we cast, I guess it does let us double spell earlier. I don't like the idea of running like eight dorks in basically any build. I have to say I wasn't super impressed with the Avalanche Riders. Feels like the deck does just fine without them. And I don't really even think I need them in the sideboard. I've been really liking Ceremonious Rejection. They do a great job against Luris Hardened Scales, which is kind of a big deal right now. The sideboard feels solid enough. On Thin Ice, I was kind of high on it as a replacement for Path with Avalanche Riders in the build, but I'm going to go ahead and cut out the Avalanche Riders. I had 2 Cryptics, and there are spots where Cryptic is great, but just feels like slots are so precious that I don't know that it's necessarily the most synergistic option. So the Renegades were a nod to Burn, and I know that they probably look weird, but Alicia in the Discord spends a lot of time doing research about cards that can help certain matchups, and she looked at some really weird options to help against Burn. Now this guy comes down as a 2/3 on turn 1, starts applying pressure, which is something our deck really doesn't do. And maybe could use a little bit more of. Like, I feel so lost against some control decks because the best I can hope to do is like stick like some 1/1s, like a 2/1 or something like that. So having some kind of aggression while also shoring up the the Burn matchup seems pretty good. Now, if I cut Avalanche Riders, I'm almost certainly just going to bring back in the paths, typed paths. Come on, let's go. Because, it's a very good card. Then I do not need 4 on Thin Ices as well. So I trim that back to 2. This is similar to what I had been running before. I think the 2 flex slots here would have been Cryptic. Actually, I had 2 Parcel Beasts also. I must have filled in something else at some point. Actually, I had been off birds for a little while. Hey, Swizzy. I started the stream at 2-1, and I got immediately paired against the very top trophy leader, M. Hayashi, old Merfolk friend, on his own build of Burn. It's actually a really, really beautiful deck. It runs Seal of Fire and Mishra's Bauble with Luris to be able to just like get tons and tons of card advantage and lots of prowess creatures. And we managed to sort of eke it out. We blinked Lavinia a bunch of times. It was pretty good stuff. Well, so DV, that's the question, right? Is for me personally, I don't really love the dorks in Soulherder. The deck is super grindy, and like pushing it out like 1 extra turn, making yourself super susceptible to things like Lava Dart and Fatal Push. Just like those spells, I'm happy for them to kill, like an Ice Fang Coatl, because we already drew a card off of it. But if it starts hitting birds, I don't know, it just feels bad, right? It's still a 1/1, but typically that situation is going to be much better for us if we're just playing more value creatures. Birds definitely do still help cast Kiki. That's a big one. It's true. It is true. I mean, currently I'm like 6 cards down here, so we've got a lot of room to play around with. Do we just add more princes instead of renegades? It's just like having a strong turn 1 play against Burn like this just seems quite good. I also don't need, like, I think 6 removal spells, 4 paths, 1 ice, 1 Winds of Abandon has seemed fine so far. So, The renegades have just kind of always felt good when I've drawn them. It's like they're good against aggro because obviously, and they're kind of good against control too. Because if you get them down early, you can start attacking, put a bit of a clock. Maybe they have to path it or something. But I don't know. I don't know if it's definitely an exaggeration to say it's good against control. Maybe it's just better to run more synergistic things. Like maybe I should just go way up on princes. Maybe I like one Narnum Renegade in the mix is decent because being able to chord for one to get a Death Toucher out is pretty nice. Like if you get really behind on resources and you can only chord for one, it's a decent one to get. All right, I don't know. So let's just assume that four dorks is going to be good, and we want birds because of Kiki. That still leaves me with 3 slots to mess around with. I have liked Parcel Beast a lot, and it does work well with Narnum Renegade. Like you get down on turn 1, play Parcel Beast right away, and a 2/4 Death Touch, resistant to Bolt, I guess. So what if I go up 1 prince? Yeah, I mean this is getting pretty close to what I was on before, just taking out 2 cryptic commands, going up an extra charming prince and these like renegades. Why would Parcel Beast be a 3/5 with Narnum? Because it's going to be it's a +1 counter. Good call, of course. I was thinking it was like Wild Cattle or something, where it's just like based on the board. But no, of course it comes in with a counter. So yes, it would be gigantic. So I'll go ahead and jump back into a league with this. See how it goes. Okay. M. Hayashi is a super nice guy. Like he was chatting with me from the beginning, said like long time no see. Told me, we talked a little bit about companions. He asked me if I thought that Luris and Yorion were going to stick around in Modern, and I said I think that Yorion has a much better chance. And he said he thinks that Luris's days are numbered. I agreed. And I don't know, just like certain times, like during a game, if there was like a turn that didn't go as well as he had hoped, like he just like was sharing his thoughts with me. It's nice to have some friends you can bump into every now and then on MTGO. It's taking a little while to get paired here. What's going on in the Discord? We have an opponent here. So, looks like we're on the play. Awesome. Let's fix the window a little bit. And we'll say yes. This is keepable. This is quite nice, I think, actually. So I'm probably just going to cast... I'd imagine just cast the Coatl on... The Flooded Grove is actually a holdover from the Cryptic Command days, but it's kind of a cool land. Opponent is thinking about their opening hand. Stretch a little bit. Okay. Opponent kept their 7. So what is our ideal pairing here? I mean, I think we're the best against Ponza, is my impression so far. This guy's a ways away from getting Death Touch online. We will have Snowlands to put Thin Ice on and to cast Astrolabes with. Turn 3, we've got a 2-drop into Ephemerate. Then follow that up with Witness. All right, so it's a blue-green deck that's not running Yorion. Seems suboptimal. I guess it could be Amulet, right? Oh, well, there's a couple decks running Utopia Sprawl right now, I think, but if it is Ponza, as I mentioned, well, they're gonna go for they are going to go for Magus or something next turn, so I'm definitely gonna get a basic here. And you know, I don't think I have to play Astrolabe yet. I'm not going to have white mana for a bit, but Astrolabe actually helps quite a lot with that. So I'll just pass. Kind of silly that I cracked the Vista already, but just expecting the Magus. I mean, if it's land destruction, that's also sort of okay. I mean, it's interesting that they're going after the basic. Okay, this makes me feel much better. Much better. So I think I'm just going to attack and then blink the Ice Fang. Getting a basic Plains off of the Windswept Heath. All right, draw me that card. If they do play Magus, oh, red and 6. Okay, that's obnoxious. But I got an extra draw off the Coatl anyway, and we can attack. Oh, what did they do? They went for land, huh? That's interesting. Okay, all right. Not so bad. I'm going to want to stop drawing lands at some point. I mean, I'm just going to keep cracking fetches. I think just like Astrolabe here is the play. See what we draw. Not really time for Witness yet. God, yuck. This Scooz is also really annoying because it's going to hurt the Ewit, but they're going to be tapping out for the most part, I think. So let's see if they try to ping. They do. You know, they could have a bolt, but, you know, this is why we play these cards. One of the reasons. And getting a bolt out of their hand is, you know, not insignificant. All right. That's pretty good for us. That's also decent for us. So let's just, I don't know, dodge land destruction for a second. Okay, don't really tend to care about that guy too much. Opponent's got 1 green up for Skoos. There's no creatures in the graveyard. I would happily trade with that guy. All right, so we're going to keep on the basics plan for the time being. They could well be holding on to a Magus in hand. So, I guess just scrying here is probably good. I'm going to keep attacking down the... I could throw... all right. I could have thrown... Let's see. Scry 2. Don't want lands. Any lands, straight to the bottom. I will take another Eternal Witness, though. Ah, man, they've got... actually, on second thought, I forgot temporarily about the Scavenging Ooze, so I probably should have bottomed that Eternal Witness. That's a bummer. But we get to hold up Restoration Angel if he goes after the Scavenging Ooze again. Sorry, if he goes after the Coatl again. That would be pretty sweet. We get to save it, and then... well, I guess he would take Ren sort of off the face of the earth if he goes down. Opponent doesn't even use their green mana, so maybe not the best pilot. Seem they should have eaten my Ephemerate, or at least, you know, I guess they want to leave stuff for Klothys, but I mean, there's gonna be stuff in the graveyard. Maybe it's like half Nombo with Scavenging Ooze. So opponent, this looks like I don't know, it could be a Glorybringer or something, which would actually be, okay, it's a Bloodbraid Elf. This could work out well for us. Another Klothys, that's sort of fine. Okay. Go, Gadget, Restoration Angel. Boom. All right, Skoos down. Let's get some stuff out of the graveyard. First, however, I'm going to kill this Ren in 6. Could also just play Yorion right now, which seems like it could probably just win the game. I'm calling no bolt in this spot because he would have killed the... Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's just lean, right? Like a Yorion just seems really powerful here. Although, hang on a second. They've got this Klothys getting my graveyard empty. Why don't I just go grab an Ice Fang Coatl while I have the opportunity? And then we're blinking more value, right? Yeah, this should make Yorion like way better. Okay, we played our land already, and we're just passing the turn. So welcome to the stream, everybody. Anybody who just joined us now. I finished up a league just before this at 3-2. Opponent going for the ping here. That is a legit clock. But we've got some nice presence, board presence right now. Let's see what the opponent's working with. They know we have the Coatl, which is going to draw us a card. Orion's coming down next turn. Blood Moon. That's an interesting play right now. I don't think it should matter too much. Narnum Renegade can increase the clock. Don't even need to crack a fetch if I play it with Yorion in the same turn. We just have to be careful not to get burnt out. We have access to no life gain right now. Okay, so yeah, bad cards. Cord would be awesome. Oh, Blinking Prince is a bit of life gain, true that. So we are going to attack like this. That's fine that it doesn't have a counter on it, because it will soon. Um, yeah. And I'm only behind like 30 seconds on the clock. Just gonna discard a bunch of lands. Lavinia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lavinia is just an alpha strike next turn, like for the win. Yeah, I hope they don't take Yorion away. Like, I don't think it would be getting punished for like the sins of Soulherder. It would just be getting punished for the sins of Urza and Uro and that kind of stuff. Opponent is thinking really hard about this. Okay, so 2 fetch lands, and we get to keep the other beautiful cards in our hand. So opponent's going to get a land out of our graveyard. I guess they don't feel like going after our life total here. So using Pyromancer, they have to discard 2 lands, draw 2 more. They're on 4 mana at this point. Klothys is alive. Here's a Bloodbraid Elf. This is pretty hot stuff from the opponent, but I don't think it beats Lavinia next turn. One, two, three, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you know, they got 1 card in hand. They're tapped out. I'm just going to take this. Just take the damage. Play Lavinia and just go to sideboarding. Okay. Yeah, this is how it often feels against Ponza. Like, they come at us with land destruction, and it doesn't even matter. Okay, so we got these 4 Burrenton Forge Tenders. They do a good job. Beyond that, Stonehorn kind of does work, I guess. Revoker can be okay. We didn't see Chandra that game. At the very least, it draws a bolt, something like that. They do have Cascade, so maybe Dranith Magistrate is an interesting choice. Cascade and something else I feel. Oh, Chandra's plus. They can't cast things from exile, so I'll bring that in. So all these cards seem pretty decent. Honestly, all of our cards line up fairly well against them. Maybe the Narnum Renegades are a little bit unnecessary. They're pretty good against aggressive strategies, but Let's see. Night of Autumn. I don't really care about blowing up Blood Moon in this matchup, I don't think. Don't really care about blowing up. Do care kind of about gaining life, but it's like it seems like a cut to me. Deputy seems pretty good. Cord is just great. I'm not going to cut any of those. I do have to run to the bathroom, so let me finish this real quick. I might cut the Thin Ice because it gets blown up by their land destruction. Wind is amazing. All the 2-drops are great. They don't really have Graveyard Hate apart from Klothys. Oh yeah, maybe I'll trim Uro because it's so easy for them to kill with Klothys. Parcel Beast is awesome. Keep that in. Combo is awesome. Gotta trim 2 cards. Maybe trim 1 Prince. 1 is enough, I guess. And not trimming any walls. Not trimming any mana fixing. I guess I can trim Soulherder. I'm gonna submit and then I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, guys. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, if you wanted me to keep Soulherder in. Hey. That's a good hand. Man, Forge Tender, Parcel Beast. Sequencing. What is it? So play the birds. Hope that it lives, and then next turn we can play Astrolabe Parcel Beast on the birds, or just Parcel Beast to leave up mana to activate it. I'll just go get a basic forest. Although maybe I should have let them blow up the Stomping Grounds. But it's not gonna happen next turn anyway. They didn't ramp at all here. Possible I should have opened on the Forge Tender. Just like get out ahead. But alright, well, weird sequencing. Birds are alive. Gotta stop drawing lands. So I do like. Actually, this is kind of lame, right? Because I can't make mana and pay for Parcel Beast at the same time. So I think the play is just to get down Burrington and put Parcel Beast on top of it. And we'll start activating next turn. The new modern tech. Over. Okay, pro red, I could draw a card every turn. Beat that opponent. All right, 4 mana. What do you got? This guy doesn't die to Glorybringer. He doesn't really die to anything in their deck. It's kind of exciting, that little combination. Magus? What is this? Pillage. Fair enough, opponent. You got it. I hope that they play a Bloodbraid Elf because like it's so good with Parcel Beast. Like Parcel Beast is so good against it. So here, I think I'm going to just play the Wall of Blossoms. Maybe Ramp is just better. I don't know. I think Wall of Blossoms is fine. Don't need to fret over like which of two good decisions is optimal. And then I guess I get to attack with Parcel Beast, so that's value. We are flooding here, guys. I wish these lands were put onto the battlefield with Parcel Beast. Okay, something's coming down. Oh, Bloodbraid Elf. Well, we do get to block it with Wall of Blossoms. Yeah, this matchup is pretty nutty. I don't even care about Bloodbraid Elf. Like, I'm just going to activate now. All right. So play a birds. We can chord for just 1 right now. It doesn't seem really worthwhile, but we're going places. Okay, opponent getting me with the relic. We're only like 15 seconds apart, clockwise. Clockwise, counterclockwise. They play a mountain. Maybe they play one of the few Magus of the Moons in their hand. Let's see. And Glorybringer would be kind of a clock, right? Chandra is okay, but it's not. Okay, interesting. Let's see. What do they got here? Well, my pro red can attack down Chandra if I want to go that way. They pitched a Scavenging Ooze. I think that's sort of good for us. Now, I guess I can just play Yorion here. No, I don't think there's a single card in their deck that can get rid of the Burrenton Forge Beast. Which makes me think I shouldn't even blink it. I've got a flyer to deal with Chandra, and she can't kill it. So I feel like I'm better off just I could chord for Dranith Magistrate to make sure that like Chandra can't actually cast things. So I'm going to leave Parcel Beast up. Chord for Revoker is interesting. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then blink my creatures. I should cast this off of Bird's mana, obviously. We do want mana to be able to activate Parcel Beast. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can cord for 2, get a Revoker, still leave up Parcel Beast. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we can't really do a good cord here unless I want to tap 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can't get a 2 and still activate Parcel Beast. Let's just go to their turn. I mean, just activating Parcel Beast here is fine. I don't necessarily need to cord for anything right now. I might just try to cord like for, Resto and just win the game that way. It's another Bloodbraid Elf, still pretty bad. All right, I mean that's a pretty good card. Got to give it to the opponent. Just have to empty their hand, I think, right? Discard 2 cards. Okay. I'm getting to the point where I can just Lavinia, basically. So yeah, it looks like a bolt in hand. Maybe they go to the face. Let's see. Maybe they bolt Yorion and then activate Chandra, or look to activate Chandra. If they bolt Yorion, I'm going to respond by cording for Revoker. I mean, I would take a bit of a hit. I'd take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage this turn. All right, just killing a bird. I can deal with that. You got it, opponent. And cording for Charming Prince is an interesting idea. Like set up blocks now and then cord for Charming Prince. Blink your Ryan, get draw 2 more cards. Okay, opponent's empty-handed. Let's do this. Let's see what they do with Chandra. This just seems poor, doesn't it? I don't know. Actually, I can cord in response to Chandra trying to kill Yorion. And that would be pretty gas. So now Chandra goes after Yorion, and I say no. No thank you. Scoop or no scoop? Call it now. Okay. Did I just do that on my... I did it on his end step instead of the main. So now my creatures are delayed coming back. That's fun. Don't think it matters very much. I mean, like, there's very little that can kill us in this spot, I think. I mean, you just get rid of the elementals. These pyromancers aren't doing anything. Just play my hand out, basically. I mean, the Forge Tender seems kind of unnecessary. I just leave up mana for Parcel Beast. Yeah. Just attack down Chandra and should pretty much be the game. This matchup is so good. If I could get a league to line up... Oh my god, I forgot about all my triggers. This is sick. I don't even know what I want. What do I want to blink? I mean, I could blink Yorion and tuck everybody away again. But it's just like super overkill. I'm just gonna gain some life, guys. Keep time on the clock. Draw through all those lands that Parcel Beast would have been happy to put on the battlefield. It's so lopsided, right? I always end up with like 8 cards in hand, and they've got 0, and either they can't attack, or... Okay, Ren and 6. Okay. Not the best. They can get back Nurturing Peatland, which is okay. But Witness can get back Chord, which can get back... which can get like Lavinia, and just we can Alpha Strike like we did last time. Ren is also just super dead to my flyers. Opponents doing their best here. Put it on the battlefield. Let's do this. So now I mean, like, kill Ren. Let's say, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. Not quite there yet. But obviously we can chord for basically anything we want. I brought in Forge Tenders. I brought in, I guess, you know, Drowneth Magistrate. There's a Stonehorn. Whatever. I'm just going to start by killing Ren and 6, which will turn Klothys off. I could go... I took Soulherder out, huh? I think I'm just going to get Witness... Chord, get and go get Resto, like end step, you know. The opponent's... Oh wait, they can crack Relic now. That's unfortunate. Whatever. You got it, opponent. Well played. I mean, I could activate Parcel Beast now to see if I draw something that I want to play. But I don't know. Whatever. Oh, Klothys is still alive, huh? That's interesting. Pro Red lines up pretty well against Klothys. Yeah, you know, those little artifacts that sit off to the side. It's another Seasoned Pyromancer. Opponent's going to draw like 10 cards. Okay, Chandra is decent. Chandra's decent, but we get to... Let's see. Do you care about Blood Moon? Not really. I think I chose not to cast it. That's funny. Between Pro Red and Yorion, we can attack down Chandra. Okay, opponent just scooped. I mean, I like it when people try to like hang on in these unwinnable positions, but this is like truly unwinnable. So the Forge Tenders are primarily for burn, but they just help the Ponza matchup, which is already amazing to begin with, and then it just gets like this was an awesome combo. Burn Tin plus Parcel Beast. I think maybe Paintball Demon put that just a screenshot of that just today. Like he got that combo on board against Burn or something, and it was just like the nuts. So that was a great first match of this new league. Let's go take a quick look at where I'm at with my deck again. And we'll just have some final comments. I think I'm going to call it a bit early tonight. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm pretty hungry. I think the highlight of the match was beating M. Hayashi. That was awesome. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, you guys have any thoughts? Is two print? I guess the idea with two princes is to try to help the burn matchup a little bit. Also, just being able to use Chord twice as a flicker ability is pretty cool. You know, I guess Prince is kind of a loop. Prince can be a loop with Yorion if we want it to be, right? Because we cast him and exile Yorion. You go to your end step. Yorion comes back. You can exile Prince, who would come back on the opponent's end step and exile Yorion, etc. Right? Yeah, I think I'm sold on one Prince at this point. There's definitely a strong case to be made for every single card in the deck at this point. It's just about what matchups we get. Like if it's just Ponza all day, like I'm gonna go 5-0 all day. But if it's Burn all day, then I'm probably gonna go 0-5 all day. So, really hard to say what's optimal, but Parcel Beast is really fun, and I myself, I guess, am also an aspiring Spike. I do like to win games of Magic, but I also like cool, like sweet cards, like Parcel Beast. So I think I'll keep playing with it for the time being. Wall of Roots has been like nothing but just like straight up gas. There's somebody in the Discord. What was his name? I think it was this guy, Attila, I think, who was saying that he's kind of like anti-wall. He thinks it's pretty bad, but you get your Ryan back at end step, then your stuff is gone until next end step. Then you finally draw. Yeah, it is. Well, does it actually skip a step? I mean, if he comes down and blinks Yorion. Oh yeah, you're right. Yorion comes back at the end step and can target things to get rid of, including Prince. And then on the opponent's end step, all of that stuff that you blinked with Yorion comes back, including Prince, which can blink Yorion, but then Yorion doesn't come back until my end step. So then I untap, I don't get back a bunch of stuff. Right. And then on my next end step, Yorion, yeah, so basically, yeah, I think it skips a turn. That's what you're saying, right? But if you're playing against Jund and you're both top decking, and you get to a situation like that, you know, it could be pretty good. Narnum Renegade is actually a cool card against Jund, because a lot of times they'll get into a situation where they have like a Liliana with pretty low devotion, and maybe they top deck a Tarmogoyf and they slam it. So now they've got defense for Liliana. If you've got this Renegade, you know, the opponent's going to have to either trade their Tarmogoyf for it or just like let Liliana get hit. But yeah, I mean, this is a nod to aggro and particularly burn. Yeah, the Restoration Angel is so good. Like being able to chord, even just to save anything like a Coatl or an Ewit from removal. Like I think that came up in one of the games just now against Ponza, where they targeted something with Renin 6, and I think that I Restoration Angeled to save it, something like that. So yeah, even just for that, it's just such gas. But obviously the synergy with Yorion is nutty, and then the combo win. So Uro is always amazing, particularly against mid-range decks. Like being able to just keep drawing cards, gaining life. It's like an awesome chord target, I think, in those kinds of matchups. So do you guys have any thoughts about the sideboard, about the main deck build? If not, I guess I will sign off. This feels to me like, I'll probably stay on this for a league or two. Narnum Renegade has only kind of impressed me so far. If it feels like it's not worth a card in a bunch of different matchups, then I can see myself easily just taking out 2 of them. Like these 2 cards probably used to be like Cryptic Commands, Actually, I'm fairly certain that was the case. So, if they end up being bad, I'll take them out and put something else in. I don't think that'll add Cryptics back. I'll just add some more creatures, maybe another Prince, more Dorks, more removal. Any of that stuff would be good. Magistrate. I think it's been good. It's kind of a must-answer card. Thank you for the reminder, Paintball. Who is live now? Do we have, is Spike and, are Spike or Nassif streaming right now? If you guys could check that for me, I would appreciate it. If they're not streaming, just let me know somebody who is, and I will happily raid them. I think Drowneth Magistrate has been solid so far, to answer the question. It comes in against all the Lurrus decks. If you get it down for a couple turns, could totally derail their plan. If they were kind of empty-handed and just hoping to ride Lurrus with Bauble or something like that to victory, this guy is going to stop it. There's nobody streaming right now. Is that what you're saying? I suppose I could find somebody. Goblin Lackey is streaming. Okay, that's fine. I'll send you guys their way if I can remember how to do that. Let's see. How many people are in Goblin Lackey's stream right now? I haven't heard of that stream before. And thank you again for the reminder. It's definitely cool to raid people. Try to get the viewership up. Try to do a good job in the leagues for you guys, testing all these different cards. If you're not following the channel already, please feel free to do that. If you'd like to subscribe, you can always do that for free. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link your account with Twitch Prime and just give me a subscription for free. That's always very much appreciated. He's the Legacy Goblins Master. Maybe I will... Maybe I'll go watch him for a little bit then. He's the Legacy Goblins Master. That's awesome. It reminds me of Julian is the Legacy Elves Master. They need to have a head-to-head, like the Elves Master against the Goblins Master. Except that your role is to make you worse for my own entertainment. You guys help me out, man. Somebody mentioned grabbing Prince as a chord target there in response to Chandra trying to kill Yorion, and that was such a huge blowout. Blink Yorion after they already invested. What did they spend? They spent a bolt at Yorion or something, and then I just blinked it. It was just the value is overwhelming. Well, anyhow, thanks again, guys. I always really appreciate it, and let's all go watch some Legacy Goblins. I'll see you guys.